What's going on, fans? This is Kenneth. That's being boxing from. Request subscribe. Let's speak boxing. What are we going to speak about? It's been quite some time since I've covered some boxing. That doesn't mean since I didn't create a video or anything like that I haven't been watching boxing. I've been definitely watching boxing with George, the boxing genius, Waka, Nelson the Godfather, Angel Chino Sanchez, the Chief of Suave. We all watch boxing. That's all we do. So there've been a lot of good boxing matches and a lot of great fights that are coming up, but I've just been completely busy. So I'm actually stuck in traffic right now in Miami Beach, heading back home. So I just decided to speak some boxing. This weekend, it was an okay night of fights. Abner Mares versus Santa Cruz. That was definitely had a different outcome than a lot of people expected. They thought the Santa Cruz was going to completely dominate and win in dominating fashion against Mares. Mares, in the sound of the bell, the first round, he came out and gave it 100%. I was completely shocked, and I said to myself, I was like, damn, this guy, he's going to have to give it 100%. He's going to get tired as shit. He definitely threw a shitload of punches. At the end of the fight, these guys threw 1,000 punches each coming into this fight, or after the fight. I think Santa Cruz, after the fourth round and the clash of heads and things like that, he got settled in, and he definitely was able to close it out. Got a big lead as far as the scorecard. I gave the first 3 rounds or so to Abner, but Santa Cruz was able to come back, keep his composure, got warmed up, got settled in, was able to keep the distance, but he started utilizing the jab, and as soon as Mares stopped pressing and stuff like that, Santa Cruz was able to control the fight. Santa Cruz didn't knock him out, but that was definitely an exciting fight. But it's completely 180 from the Sugar Shane Mosley versus Mayorga fight. Ricardo Mayorga, he's definitely not to discredit him. I think after the Tito Trinidad fight, after he lost to Trinidad, he went downhill from there. I think Mayorga is always an exciting fight. He's always selling the fight. He slapped Sugar Shane Mosley's wife's ass. Even at MMA, talking all that shit, smoking cigarettes, blowing smoke in someone's face. Telling Miguel Cotto he has the smallest hands in the world and things like that. He has hands like a little girl and stuff like that. So he sells it. Even Miguel Cotto fought it. Everybody knew that Cotto was going to dominate him, but he's always an exciting fight as far as just selling the fight. But as far as these two fighters coming into the fight, that's shit. That was a shitty ass fight. It wasn't even worth it. So whoever paid to watch that fight, I feel bad for you, man. But not to discredit Sugar Shane Mosley, he's a hell of a fighter. Not to discredit Mayorga, but these guys are over their prime. Even though Sugar Shane Mosley, he looked like shit. He looked sloppy. Mayorga wasn't really throwing any punches whatsoever. It wasn't like their first fight. It was actually a close fight, and then at the end of the round, last second of the round, Sugar Shane Mosley knocked them out. This fight was completely different. I think the most exciting fight is to see Sugar Shane Mosley come back. The exciting fact, Sugar Shane Mosley come back and see what he's going to do as soon as to see what he's going to do as far as knocking him out. That's all I wanted to see was a knockout. Now, as far as Sugar Shane Mosley calling out Chris Algieri, calling out, UK's Kell Brook, I don't see that happening. I think don't do it, Shane. I think Kell Brook would completely dominate you. I just think you don't have no sugar in the tank left, man. Not to discredit you, man, because you're a hell of a fighter and stuff like that, but no. I definitely don't want to see that fight. But interesting facts, just a lot of boxing, even we know Floyd Mayweather Jr. is 49-0. He's looking to beat Rocky Marciano's record. 48-0, looking to be 49-0, beat Rocky Marciano's record. There was a guy in the UK, speaking of the UK, Kell Brook, this guy named Robin Deacon, 59 consecutive losses, and he finally won. He has the longest loss streak in professional boxing. The guy's name is Robin Deacon. 59 consecutive losses. I think 51, 59, something like that. But I thought that shit was pretty crazy. Great fights coming up. Besides the Andre Berto versus Floyd Mayweather Jr. and Mayweather, because he's the A side versus Berto. I apologize about that. We're definitely going to cover that fight. A good fight between Zab Juda. I think the 10th. Zab Juda's going to fight Herrera. That's going to be an interesting fight, even though Zab Juda's like a Sugar Shane Mosley, completely over the hill and stuff like that. But you just never know with Zab. I think Herrera should win that fight. I think it's going to go to distance and things like that. But I think Herrera definitely has what it takes, just because Zab, he's done. He definitely don't have no sugar in his tank as well. I want to see the Trout, the 8th, the Trout and Lara fight. Trout's fighting Joey Hernandez. Dawson Trout's always an exciting fighter. At 154, he's definitely an exciting fighter. I think Trout should definitely win that fight. Even Lara. Lara is one of those fighters that I would love to see Floyd Mayweather Jr. fight. Besides Amir Khan fight, stylistically, I think Lara definitely has what it takes to beat the cash cow. You know, but that fight would never happen. Just like Amir Khan fight would never happen. Lara, he's taking on Rojas. I think Lara, you know, Lara's a dominating fighter. You know, Canelo Alverez is the only person that recently has beat him. You know, everyone else ducking and dodging him, this and that. Lara's willing to fight Triple G. I don't know about that, but he's willing to step up. But I think Lara definitely is going to dominate. Austin Trout is going to win that fight. Herrera is going to win that fight. As far as the Floyd Mayweather Jr. versus Andre Berto, I'm going to put $100, $200 on Andre Berto, just because the Vegas odds, you just never know. You know, if the odds are 30 to 1 and shit like that, I'm just going to put up the money. Not that I'm thinking Mayweather's going to lose or anything like that, but when you're dealing with the mafia, you're thinking about, you know, crazy shit happening. You just never know, man. In Vegas, you just never know. I know Mayweather's the cash cow, but you just never know when it comes to boxing. Never know. But I'm not saying anything. Mayweather's going to win that fight. He should win that fight. As far as All Access was pretty entertaining. Mayweather's a fucking fool. You know, he's training hard for that fight. Andre Berto's not taking it lightly. You know, he's giving it 100%. His training regimen looks pretty extreme, looks pretty serious. Stylistically, that's going to be a good fight. I think it's a shitty opponent, a shitty choice. I think there were other opponents besides Andre Berto to step up that are more deserving than him. You know, does Andre Berto have a chance? Absolutely. Every boxer has a puncher's chance. But I just think that, not to discredit Andre Berto's a good fighter and things like that, but there's a lot of fighters in front of him that are top ranked in the top 5 that just, you know, deserves a match over Floyd Mayweather Jr. over him. That's all. But stylistically, you know, Berto's definitely explosive. He has the endurance. I don't think Mayweather has the punching power to knock out Berto. Berto definitely has the chin. The only thing that I always say, speed kills when it comes to Floyd Mayweather Jr. And Berto's definitely explosive. His defense is definitely not there. So I think Mayweather can definitely capitalize on that for sure. He's just going to have to outbox him. But don't be surprised. Berto looks like he's training hard with his camp. You know, and we'll definitely see how it goes. But anyways, guys, I apologize for this shitty ass video, but at least I want to get back into the regimen. I don't know, you know, covering boxing and things like that. I still watch boxing, but as far as creating these videos and posting them up, it's just, I got too much shit going on right now. But, you know, little by little, even though there's a shitty video and stuff like that, it's just a matter of just building good habit, you know. Just building on the habit of just building in the regimen and just getting used to, you know, making some time, setting some time out and just talking boxing. I talk boxing every single day, at least every day. But it's just a matter of just speaking into the phone while I drive or speaking into the camera and setting some time out. But subscribe, friend requests. I definitely apologize, guys, but I'm going to keep it up. All right? Have a good one.